So I picked up another Digicam, or digital camera as people call it, from Goodwill. Now I got this one for $5, and it uses AA batteries, but I didn't have any with me on hand at the time to test it out. So I had to just take my chance with it and bring it home. And I was able to get these two batteries in there and everything. And to my, surprise, of course, it did work, as we can go ahead and see here. So it does work. I need to look up when this camera came out. I haven't done that yet, but it is a Fujifilm 16 megapixel camera that a lot of people are getting nowadays, because there is a popular trend of getting old digital cameras and using them for Instagram and stuff like that. There is an appeal there, of course. Aesthetically, it's going to be just the vibes that this type of Digicam produces that people are looking for, rather than always uploading some high-res pictures onto their social media. So there's a big demand for cameras of this style. The one thing I will be curious about is how long does that trend last for people? There's a lot of people that I see on YouTube getting Digicams, saying it's their camera they take with them everywhere, but I'm really curious, does that last more than 1 to 2 months after the whole vibe has, set down and cooled down a bit, or are people actively using these all the time for more than 1 to 2 months? I'm really curious. I really love the way Digicams and older cameras and camcorders take pictures and videos. It is definitely a whole vibe, so I understand it. I grew up in the era when these were a thing, so naturally I'm going to know that that's why people are looking for it. They're looking for another way to take their pictures. There was a downside to this one when I first got it. I turned it on, I set the date and everything, and I said, okay, cool, it's good to go. But when I went to turn it off, the lens was not going back in, and when I would turn it on, it would say, turn the camera off. So the lens was stuck. So I said, okay, that's probably why they sent it to Goodwill. They're like, this lens doesn't work anymore, I'm gonna trash it. So that makes sense why they got rid of it. The cool thing is, it didn't take much for me to get it working again. After some jiggling around, a little, a little bit of tough love on it, it's been working fine ever since. I've turned it on and off multiple times, and the lens issue has gone away. I'll go ahead and show you guys some, pictures here that I took with it over the last couple days and stuff like that. And yeah, it's definitely a vibe. One thing with these kind of cameras is you do have to be very still when you take pictures. Otherwise, you're going to get a lot of blurry images, which, our phones nowadays make up for it by having image stabilization and all these things working software-wise to make the pictures look as best as they can, which a lot of these older ones didn't have. Even for being a 16 megapixel camera, it's not great, compared to phones and digital cameras of nowadays, but that's the whole point. It's not meant to be a super high resolution image. That's just how it is. So I'm going to show you guys some photos here. But yeah, what's your take on Digicams? Do you like using digital cameras from the 2000s, even the 90s, or do you prefer to stick with your phone because it's what you have with you at all times? I just wanted to go ahead and share that with you guys to show you another one that I got. And this one's really nice. It's nice and compact, nice and portable. Yeah, let me know down in the comments what you guys think of digital cameras from the early 2000s, and if it's something that'll go away or if it's here to stay for a while.